Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Life, the Universe, and Anything podcast. This is a podcast where we cover almost anything. I am Snick.
And I'm Mad Dog Mitch.
All right. And we have a little bit of a structure here. We talk about games and movies for the first bit of the podcast. Then we go into the Wild West, which is our extra bits in our penalty box. So the extra bits is anything that is not directly related to playing games or movie topics.
Mm-hmm.
And the penalty box, that is hockey. We talk about hockey because we are Canadians and we both really like hockey. So it's the most nerdy Canadian podcast out there. And let's get into what are our main topics today. Today we are going to be talking about the Nintendo Direct that just happened the day of recording.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're going to talk about our thoughts on Starfield. We're also going to discuss the live-action One Piece, and there's some issues in Hollywood with crossing the picket line.
One actress in particular. We also have a bit about a developer, a engine for developers shooting itself in the foot.
Yes.
Majorly.
But let's start with just our games topics here.
Yeah, there are games topics here, but Nick, you kind of forgot something there.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about.
I've seen it on the doc here. Snick apology to Nintendo for Gamescom and Mitch being right.
I don't know what this word that you're saying. Right? Mitch is right?
Yes, I am right.
Oh. Yes, of course we are talking about at Gamescom that Nintendo actually did show off their next upcoming console to developers behind closed doors.
Oh my god! It's almost like Mitch was right with what he said during the last podcast of, hey, they probably have tech they're showing off behind closed doors and don't want it leaking out until they wish to have it leaked out.
Yes. Now,
so, what was I, Nick?
You were on the right track.
Nah. Come on, say it properly.
You were right.
Alright, clip it, ship it. I'm keeping that.
Clip it, ship it.
Clip it and ship it. Fuck, I need this recorded. I need this saved.
Alright, so I would like to issue an apology to Nintendo. I was a little harsh on you for showing off only Mario Kart 8, and I'm gonna move on from that.
Ready. Now we talk about what's happened at this Direct. This Nintendo Direct. Nick, do you want to lead it off?
Sure. So Nintendo Direct. They opened up with Splatoon.
A new DLC for Splatoon.
Yeah, it looked pretty interesting. It was like a battle tower or something, the new DLC.
Yeah, it looks like a roguelike battle tower. Like you keep going up and getting new shit every level you go, which is nice. I like that. I might actually get me to get Splatoon 3 and the DLC.
I only have Splatoon 2 because I didn't see the reason on getting 3 since I already had 2. 3? Yeah.
Okay, when I saw it, I was like, okay, is Splatoon 3 actually out? Because I remember it was announced, and then I don't remember it actually being released.
Yeah, Splatoon 3 is out, and I don't think anybody actually realizes that Splatoon 3 is out.
Other than the Splatoon players. It came out September of last year. What the fuck? This game's been out for a year now.
Yes. that it is.
Okay. Also on Google, I love it. It has a little when you search Splatoon 3 on Google, it does a little splatty art thingy on the side part right beside Splatoon 3.
Oh really?
Yeah, search it up. It does a little paint thing. It does little paint blobs.
Okay. Oh my god, it does. There's like a little animated GIF with it. Well, anything else you want to say about Splatoon 3? Because it looks interesting.
The DLC looks fun and interesting. It might make me get it, and the DLC. I've never had any of the Splatoon, so.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I had Splatoon 2, and I'm like, Splatoon 3 is just Splatoon 2 again, is what it looked like to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't even think that I'm gonna get Splatoon 3 just because of this DLC.
Well, there's the other DLC that released before it as well. That was another single player thing. Because Splatoon 3 has a single player mode, to my knowledge, and a little story.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing: is that's a lot of money for a game I'm not super hyped about.
Fair enough. All right.
Because it's a like we're gonna have to pay $90, and then I would have to buy every DLC.
Yep.
So.
All right. So the leakers are kind of right about something, because there was leaks about this Nintendo Direct going out for a bit and all, and I saw it on there. I saw some of it, and there was like, oh, there's gonna be a new Donkey Kong game announced and a new F-Zero game announced, and they weren't wrong. We got F-Zero 99. Nintendo apparently has remembered F-Zero is a thing. It's not just fucking Miyamoto. It's not just fucking Miyamoto. I want to say it's Miyamoto for Smash, right?
Oh, I forget all these names all the time.
Smash creator. I can't believe Google this. Sakurai. Sakurai.
Okay.
And Miyamoto technically was also involved. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not just them who remember. Captain Falcon is a thing, as well as the F-Zero franchise, considering they're always in Smash. It's like, oh yeah, this is a thing.
I just want to say something about all the Nintendo Japanese developers, like the big names. They all meld together, and I forget what projects they're related to.
Fair enough.
That was a long-ass pause there between what I said and your reaction.
Well, yeah, because it's not wrong. Like, I was thinking about it, I was like, no, you're right. Like, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a lot of creators out there and such, so it's hard to pinpoint which projects they're mostly associated with.
Like, I know the names, but it's like I never like keep it straight in my head which game it was that I remember them for.
Yeah, like for Legend of Zelda, it's fuck.
Oh, I love fuck. He's awesome.
No.
But yeah,
it's it's Anuma. It's Anuma.
Yeah.
Engine Anuma.
Yeah. So this Direct, after it did that intro Splatoon, it was a lot of like JRPG stuff in there, eh?
Yeah, a good amount of JRPG stuff, which isn't too bad. Like, there's some nice little content and such. I'm a fan of JRPGs, but not like they're not my go-to genre.
Yeah, if you're a JRPG fan, I feel like this Direct you loved.
Yeah. Basically, it was like a given. But if you're like a Donkey Kong fan, you're also happy with like Mario and Donkey Kong being remade for the Switch, coming out in February.
Yeah.
The F-Zero game though, that's also interesting. Like a 99 Battle Royale, it's like Tetris 99, which is like that was an interesting thing, and this looks interesting as well. I was like, oh, this looks like be fun. I might download it and play it tomorrow.
I would be interested in playing if we're able to squat up with friends.
I don't think so, because you can do that for Tetris 99. We also got a new Peach game announced, which is awesome. If for those of you who don't know, because the original Super Peach game came out like a long time ago, so a lot of you guys probably know about it but never touched it, or have touched it and enjoyed it. It's awesome to see that Peach is getting her own standalone game again, because it's like, yes! Because that Super Peach game was very fun to play.
They announced the Peach game earlier.
Yeah, it was a bit earlier through it.
No, like earlier in a different Direct.
Yeah, but we didn't get like any content for it and such.
Fair enough.
We got its name now. We got what it's called.
Yeah.
It's called Princess Peach Showtime, which is like, okay, awesome. And it looks fun. From what the trailer showed and everything, it looks really fun. They teased it technically, or anything.
Yeah, and we just had to pray that it wasn't going to be like a sexist game.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, I'll move on from that one. We also got more look at Detective Pikachu.
Yeah.
We can see through walls.
Yeah, Flux Ray, because that's like playing into its dex lore. We could also like use Growlithe to sniff a trail. Use Galarian Darimaka to fucking punch through walls.
I gotta say, this game, just looking at Pikachu riding all these other Pokemon, using them to help out, and it just looks so adorable.
It does. It looks absolutely adorable.
Like, yeah, I might buy it just for the adorable factor.
Honestly, and it is confirmed continuing like the Detective Pikachu 1 story as well. Because you're still looking for his father.
I never played Detective Pikachu 1, and I heard that they were so they're looking for the father. I know the movie actually figured out who the father was. Was that part of the DS game, or was it still just a mystery?
Still just mystery.
Okay, cool. I wasn't sure, so I just thought I'd ask.
Yeah.
So F99. I'm just going through how I remember it in order in my head. I know you jumped ahead there on us.
Yeah.
I like the how you can go on like the track above. You can like jump up and ride on to get higher places. And it was interesting how they did the elimination where you have like a shield, and when that hits 0, you're eliminated. So you can't just like bang into everybody across the track and scoot your way to first.
Scoot your way to first.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Like, it's a great way. It's a great take of it. Like, I enjoyed it greatly. I enjoyed seeing it. It's a big announcement and such, and I can't wait to play it more. Like, I'm getting my Nintendo Switch Online back tomorrow, as well as some other things. And I am also excited for the remake of one of the best, not one of, the best Paper Mario game, and one of, if not the best, Mario RPG game out there, Thousand Years Door. It's like, yes, please inject this into my veins.
All right, so you're gonna love my hot take on this one.
You never played any of the Paper Mario games, have you?
No. And I was more excited for Super Mario RPG than the Paper Mario.
Oh, the Super Mario RPG, it's great seeing more content and some new features they're adding in there. I'm excited for that. It's a great remaster. But at the same time, them just casually drop a Thousand Years Door at the end of the direct. Bam, perfection. It was like, that's a great way to end this. You leave us anticipated. Like, okay. Well then.
Yeah, I feel like if I was more of like I played that before, I would be more excited about the Super Mario or Super Paper Mario Thousand Years Door. But I hadn't played it before, so I was like, okay, cool. But like I was watching it live and I saw like chat was blowing up and stuff, and I was like, oh, so I guess this is actually a big deal. Yeah.
It is a big deal. It's the favorite go-to Paper Mario game. It's the favorite of everyone. It's everyone's favorite Paper Mario game.
I'm happy for all the Paper Mario fans. You guys get yours.
Yeah, because after that it was... Well, after Super Paper Mario, it started to go downhill fast. Like, I don't mind Origami...
Good?
Huh?
Was the new one good?
Origami King isn't bad, but it's not like your typical Paper Mario RPG that we were used to from Thousand Years Door and such. Like, it's not the same we're used to. Okay. Changing out our partners and all that. It was just Mario fighting and such. Like, it had a nice, cool concept. I had fun with it. I still play it every now and then, Origami King, but it's like, it's not the Paper Mario I grew up to love, basically. It's not a Mario RPG anymore.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Do you think with the remake of this, they're going to add in those, like, you know, like they do the remakes and they add, like, the easy modes in? Like, there was, like, the...
I can see that. I expect them to add in some new features and such, because when they announced Super Mario RPG, I thought, honestly, it was just going to be like a straight-up remaster port kind of deal, but then with this direct, they announced some new stuff that's coming in there, too. It's like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah, kind of like how Tropical Freeze had Funky Kong or whatever his name was, the surfer.
Yeah.
Yeah. But speaking of ports, there was also Tomb Raider 1, 2, and 3 announced.
Yes.
That looked interesting. I really liked the where they showed the original and then it like panned across and showed what the remaster looks like.
Yes. I could talk about this. I technically knew those remakes were coming.
Oh.
Beforehand.
Okay.
Because of my field and such. I know stuff, but sometimes ahead of time, and it's like, that's
Okay.
nice.
I'm happy for you, Mitch.
It's why I was so excited. I was like knowing this was being announced. Like like with my field, I work as a QA tester for a company and such, and we work with other companies testing the games and such. I get excited when I see a game I tested on gets announced and such, but if it's like a game I just hear secondhand that's being tested on or whatever, it's like, haha.
Haha, I knew that. I was knowledgeable, and there's no way for me to prove. I am the hipster of the game industry.
Fuck off. All right. Is that all you want to cover from the direct?
I'm trying to think back, because, like...
There's that trombone game.
Oh! It was sus! The direct was sus! They had the Among Us! They had the Among Us!
Oh yes, Innersloth announced a new map for Among Us through
Yeah,
this
it
direct.
says coming October.
Yeah, so coming next month. So that's gonna be interesting. Maybe it'll be a fun little map. It seems the vents on it are plants, which is like interesting.
Which, do you want to stream it?
I might stream it. Yeah, I might stream the new map and such if I get enough people to play Among Us.
I'll play.
I know you will.
Yeah.
You're always down for it.
Yeah.
It's to get everyone else.
It's because I like the goofy fun games. I don't like it when we're too serious playing multiplayer.
I know you do. Alright. I think that's about it that we could cover from there.
Yeah, that's it for that one. Now, Mitch, there was a new game.
Yeah, Starfield. That's been out for over a week now.
Yep.
Well, over 2 weeks now. If you got early access, you've had it for 2 weeks now. If you're like me who didn't buy the early access thing, the edition to get it, pre-order it.
I already subscribed to Game Pass, so yeah. I was not paying $35 to play it like 5 days early because I felt like they were scamming us. That wasn't technically early access because early access means they're still fixing things and you're giving them some bug reports. In my opinion, that's what it means.
It wasn't early access. It's early release. It's not early access. You get access to it early. It was an early release. Those who pre-ordered it got it early. Like, they got to play it a week before its release.
No. You had to pre-order under a certain package.
My buddy just pre-ordered the base edition and was able to get access to it early.
From what they were saying is you had to pre-order it under, like, the Founders Edition or something.
Okay, maybe he did order that. I think he did actually get the Founders Edition because he's going to get all the DLCs when they come out, I believe, or the first batch.
But I just had gripe with them calling it early access when it's not actually early access.
Yeah, fair enough. It's not really early access, no, and I can agree with that.
Yeah.
But we can move on. Like, it's not too bad.
Well, you are our Bethesda superior knowledge boy, so why don't you start out with this and give us your thoughts
on Starfield? I've been having fun with it. I've been having a blast going to every planet, like finding these resources, scanning the animals and the plants, building outposts, fighting in space. Like it's been what I expected. It's a Bethesda RPG in space, and it's like, this is fun. This is great. I'm loving this.
Yeah,
like the story's good so far as well. It's riveting for me. It's keeping me intrigued. It's like, okay.
So I've maybe played about 4 or 5 hours.
Fair enough.
And I'm enjoying it, but there's just like some things with it that I don't like. Like right now, I'm like absolutely fucking stuck. I need, like, the Rev, something to jump to the New Atlantis. And It's telling me that it's not upgraded enough, but it doesn't tell me how to upgrade it.
Oh, okay, you don't have enough you do not have enough fuel to jump?
Yeah.
Where are you? Are you still in the first system?
Yes.
You should be able to just jump. Like, you should have enough fuel to jump.
Okay. I came off the moon, I got in my ship, and it was like, yo, you need to jump. Okay, I go to jump. It's like, whoa, you're going to jump after you get some more grav.
I think you need to drive around, fly around for a bit, and it fills up your fuel. That's how it refills. I'm not exactly too sure if that's how it is, because I've noticed I have never actually had that issue yet. Like I've never had not enough fuel to jump from one location to the other.
Okay, I'll give that a shot. But that was one issue that I ran into. There was another issue where it was more just with their marketing of it.
I don't think they marketed it wrong. They marketed it as it was. People overhyped it. Like, there's nothing new. Gamers will overhype things and take things too literal or such.
Yeah, but they called it unparalleled.
Again,
This is
gaming companies will overhype. They'll say it's unparalleled. This is and such. And for a Bethesda game, it is unparalleled. I will give it that. Like, this is like a lot of new stuff for us to go through. It is a new field for them and all that. And out of space RPGs, it's one of the best ones I've played so far.
I'll say this once and I'll say it again. We should never judge a game based on that studio's games. It should be against all games. This is an action RPG. We should be judging it based off other action RPGs.
Okay, and comparatively, it is unparalleled and such, because in Mass Effect, you didn't get to fly around. Like, the only space RPG that I can compare it to is the Mass Effect series, which are very well written franchise games and such. I love the stories in that. The story beats, so far to what I've experienced in Starfield, beats Starfield's story for now. And gameplay and such, the combat in there is its own thing and it's fun to do, as well as the RPG elements. But you don't get to just fly around freely in space in there and then exploring the planets and doing this and that, where it's procedurally generated for you. Everything's set in stone. You have a set path and such to do.
Okay, but Tears of the Kingdom, that's also an action RPG.
I find it weird called a Zelda game an RPG.
It is, though.
You don't got skills to level up, nor perks, nor like. I call them action adventure games because that's what they are. They're action adventure games. They're not action. They're not RPGs. There's not really an RPG element to it. You're doing you're not role playing as anything. You're playing as Link in this timeline again, in a new timeline or new game, new world. Go and defeat these dungeons and such. Yeah, you got these side dungeons to do, which is nice, gives us more content. But at the same time, it's still like there's always side stuff to do in the other Zelda games too. It's not an RPG in my opinion. It's an action adventure game.
But you do level up because you get more hearts, you get more stamina, and you can do that as you wish.
Okay, that's not level it up. It's you're collecting stuff to upgrade your stuff, which isn't really leveling up. It's, oh, I completed 4 dungeons. I can upgrade my health now. Oh, I can upgrade my stamina now. You're not diverging on a path or anything. You're not upgrading individual skills. In action adventure games, you can level up you can have levels in action adventure games and such.
Okay, but this is like my gripe with it is, yes, I understand that you can't have one essentially scene that is all of the systems. I'm fine with if there was a loading screen between the systems, but I want the option to actually fly out of the planet and fly in space and just fly to that planet that way instead of having to fast travel everywhere.
Why do you want to waste your time?
But it'd be fun.
It would not be fun unless you're an Elite Dangerous fan. There's nothing fun about flying in space in one direction for 5 hours plus.
I want the option. I want the option to do these things.
I get what the option for it. It's just, it's no point. It's not fun. No gamer will willingly do that unless they're a sociopath.
Okay, but I'm just saying, why can't I fly from space down onto the planet and it do the God of War thing where it loads that planet as you're flying down? I love the crickets.
Can you repeat that?
Okay, so you know how God of War, how it would load the next bit
Yeah.
as you were walking around, right?
Yes.
Why couldn't this game have had me able, like, even if I like fast traveled to the planet and didn't want to fast travel down and just wanted to fly down, that it loads the planet as I'm flying down?
Might be a limitation of the engine there. I'll give you that. But even then, it take how far out from the planet you are and to its surface. The time it take be like 30 minutes of doing that continuously, as opposed to doing the fast travel thing, like the loading screen thing. It can procedurally generate everything in that instance for you.
Right, but I just feel like they're missing out on the options there.
You overhyped the game and expected too much. You bought too much into the hype. I'm sorry. I was not expecting to do a lot of this stuff. I was expecting to be a decent to good RPG game in space, which is what I got. I was not expecting to fly from planet A to B in real time, because that's just fucking no.
That's yes to me.
No, that's just a time waster. Play Elite Dangerous if you want that.
I just want the option. I want to be able to do the thing. I want to be able to have a 24-hour stream where I just have it set so it's automatically flying straight. I'm not even there.
Oh, Jesus Christ. You don't want to play the game, basically. You just want to fucking...
I want to meme the game, okay? I want to do the big meme.
Okay. You can technically do that. Someone did fly 7 hours straight and never went to a planet. The thing is, though, they just flew right through the planet because it's not the intended way to do it.
Yeah, and I hated the way that he worded that when they were looking at, like, the space in one of, like,
well, yeah, you see that planet,
or...
you can go to it. But he's not wrong on it. You can go to that planet. You select it, and you go to it.
But he did say that's not a backdrop.
Yeah. They aren't. They're not backdrops, technically.
So then how the fuck do you fly right through it? If it's not a backdrop, you fly right through it!
Like, as a QA person, as I said, I'm going to be from QA, because you didn't go there through the intended means.
Yeah, but the thing is, we were told that's not a backdrop, so if you fly there, it should just be a 3D asset.
It is a 3D asset. It's a hollow 3D asset.
It was a backdrop, okay?
No, a backdrop is something that stays in place and you can't get anywhere closer to at all. Backdrop is like the sky and such. You know, in most video games. That's a backdrop. You know this. You work in dev. You know what a backdrop is.
It was still a fucking backdrop.
It's not a backdrop. It's a 3D object, technically. And he wasn't wrong. It's just, you can fly to those planets.
So make a collider so you can't go through it.
That's something they could have probably done if they... But I don't think they expected anyone to spend that amount of time flying.
Mitch, have you met gamers?
I have met gamers, yes. I know there's some crazy ones out there, but at the same time, no. Just no.
So then, are you telling me that Bethesda hasn't met gamers? Wait, have you met Bethesda gamers? They're gonna do shit that you don't even think to do.
Oh yeah, no. We always fuck. I'm a Bethesda gamer. It's what I love QA because it's finding all the Bethesda bugs and such. I was like, ha, neat. Like, and then looking at it, it's like, I know what's causing this. Like, I could probably pinpoint what's causing this.
Yeah, and Bethesda is just like, we don't fix our game. You fix our game with mods afterwards.
No, this one actually surprisingly does not have a lot of bugs on launch. This is like surprisingly buggy free Bethesda launch game. So that's not entirely true. What they did do was, like, and what they're adding in through a patch coming up is remove a lot of accessibility features, like the FOV slider and brightness management and shit like that. It's like, yeah, no, that should have been there in the base.
Yeah, why the fuck wasn't that there?
I don't know. Like, and it's weird because Microsoft certification requires a lot of that stuff. So it's like, how the hell did you guys get that by the certification of Microsoft?
Because Microsoft needed money after, what was it, Redfall?
Well, Redfall was like, yeah, a major loss, whatever, but that was already being developed before Bethesda was purchased by them, so...
Right, but at the point of this releasing, they're like, hey, we've got an exclusive coming. It's gotta come out on time because we gotta make our monies, our credits, our mullahs.
Yeah. We gotta make our cash, basically, which it makes sense. I give them that. I'll give credit for that and such. It's their business and such. You know, with what they paid for Bethesda Studios and all that, you know?
Yeah, I do understand that a lot of my stuff is nitpicky.
Very.
Yes,
It is a
but
great game. It's fun to play and such. Like,
I just wanted to be able to do the thing.
do the thing and play No Man's Sky or Elite Dangerous.
I
Elite Dangerous is literally centered around just watching your ship fly through space, going from point A to point B.
I would like to point out that the gunplay wasn't that fun.
I've been having fun with the gunplay. The gun could use some tweaking and such, but I haven't had too much issues with it personally.
Like, it didn't feel
To be
new,
honest, I've been
fresh,
using the cutter a
different.
lot, and I've just been having fun with the cutter because it's just a straight old little beam going straight, and it's like, ee! But the
Yeah.
other guns that I've been using haven't been too bad.
So the way that they make you sound like you are the most important person, I really wish that, like, when I was using a gun, I felt like the most important person, but I don't feel like the most important person. I'm running out of ammo and everything, and then I end up just needing to use my cutter anyway.
Yeah, like that's the reason why I have a box of cutters. Like, if I run out of ammo, you don't run out of ammo.
Yeah.
I've ran out of ammo a few times and such, but it's like you're most important person. You're the most important person at the moment. And such doesn't mean like everyone else sees you as that. You're just they literally call you a rock digger.
Yeah, it's just more. I wish the gunplay, like, because when I play Halo, I feel like the most important person. Just the way that the gun system, like the way the guns work for you and stuff in that game. This game
Fair.
doesn't feel that way.
Fair, I'll give you that. Like, but the gunplay could probably use some work, but I'm all right with it. I'm content with it.
And that's fair. I'm sure there's people who love it because, like, whenever I play like modern Resident Evil games, I always hate how much ammo we get.
Resident Evil 2 Remaster, you don't get too much ammo, do you?
I never played the remasters.
Okay. But even
only-
Resident Evil 6 and 7, 7 and 8, you don't get too much ammo. You have to actually conserve that shit.
I never did. I just used like guns on almost everything, and then I
Well,
was
yeah,
done.
you use guns on almost everything, like, but you still have to like somewhat conservative and hope and pray your accuracy's good, or else you're fucked.
Oh, maybe I think I was playing on normal or something, or there might have been like maybe if I went to a harder difficulty, it would.
You also
be
could
more
have played on
prevalent.
easy mode.
Maybe I think it was normal.
I played on normal. I had to conserve my ammo a bit too, and I've used like my knife for a lot of stuff because I was like, yeah, I want to save my ammo.
Maybe I looted more than you.
Possibly.
Yeah.
It's possible.
That is a possibility. But I remember like Resident Evil 1 playing it on the GameCube, and like you just ran out of ammo so fast, and it was just like that was
Resident Evil 1,
terrifying.
you really have to conserve your ammo because you gotta hope and pray you hit those headshots and hope and pray you hit the lighter ready because it's like, I want to burn your body so you don't come back.
Yeah. But like that was my first experience with Resident Evil. So the like extreme lack of ammo was part of it. And when like 5 came out and you just like basically you just had bullets everywhere.
You
It's
did,
like,
but you still have to like make sure you had enough for each thing. You have to make sure you had the storage and all that for it too, because if not,
but you know what I'm saying. Like like you were just like, yeah, I just have bullets. I'm good to go. It's like a first person shooter.
And technically, it started with 4.
Okay, I don't think I played 4 actually.
For shame.
I played
Anyways.
1, 2, and then I played 5.
Fair. That like there's a stark difference between 2 and 5, but 4 started the precedent for what 5 followed, and then 6 expanded upon as well, and then 7 reworked into a better format.
Oh yeah, I played 6, but I don't remember it.
Yeah.
I never actually finished 6.
As I say, 6 has 3 stories going on at the same time, and it's all right at best. It's all right on a good day. Anyways, on to our next topic. We're going to the movies.
Before we move on, I just want to say I feel like Starfield is a success.
Yes, I consider that too. It's one of I think it's a very successful launch for Bethesda, and I cannot wait for Elder Scrolls 6 and or Fallout 5.
And if anybody's listening and they're trying to decide whether to get Starfield, don't use our judgment as your
Yeah, experience it
metric.
yourself or watch like reviews and such. Look at the reviews and watch other gameplay. Like watch gameplay of it and see if you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, you
Like,
could even just watch like the start of a Let's Play or
yeah.
something,
Or if you have
and
Game
you'll
Pass,
see.
like as you already know, if you already have Game Pass, it's on there on Game Pass. You don't even have to download it. You could play it through the cloud gaming version and save yourself the space and just try it through there. And if you do enjoy it, keep playing it through like that and have your save and all that with you at all times. Well, on the cloud.
Is Microsoft doing the $1 for new Game Pass
I think
subscribers?
that just ended before Starfield got released on there.
Oh.
Other Microsoft news, though, I wanted to add this in, was their new credit card they announced. New gamer credit card.
Yeah.
That was announced on the 11th.
Yeah.
It's
And
a
you
shame
said
it's
it
only
was-
restricted to the US. I wouldn't mind getting that, honestly.
I can get you an Xbox sticker for your current credit card if you like.
Nah, it's just like it's like a little cool character. They could build it up points to use. Like I want it for the points mechanic, really. That's what I look at for when I get a credit card. Is what points can I earn through this? Like my Scotia American Express, I earned scene points through that, and I use that a lot. So.
Yeah. Well, we'll move on to movies.
Movies and TV shows. We got the One Piece live action.
One Piece. I went into the One Piece live action never having seen the anime before.
Well, that's all right. Everyone gets into it somehow.
I liked the show.
That's good.
I enjoyed it. I liked all the characters. They felt unique and different enough, but I kind of already like their personalities I've seen before, but they also felt different enough, except for Luffy to me.
I remember you telling me this. Luffy's as you called him, a Goku.
A stretchy Goku.
He's a shonen protagonist. They all follow a set kind of thing. So like they all are modeled after a similar thing.
Right, they're all modeled after a similar thing, but I felt like all the other characters had enough of a difference between the characters. Like, so I watched Dragon Ball Z.
I'm sorry. One Punch Man is literally just Goku, but able to beat things with just one punch.
Okay, I never watched One Punch Man.
Okay, One Punch Man is bald Goku.
Okay, but the thing is, like, I watched Dragon Ball Z, and yes, I can see the similarities between the other characters in this and Dragon Ball Z, but I felt like Luffy was just too much like Goku, so I was like, oh, that's just stretchy Goku.
I just love how you're referring to it as Zed. Like the Canadian Zed, and not what the Americans always refer to it as Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z.
Get off my ass, okay?
It just shows that we're Canadian, because we say Zed. We say zebra. We say zebra, not zebra.
Yeah.
Zoning.
So that's just my point. I didn't feel like there was enough of a difference between Luffy and Goku to be a different character. It was just more like, oh, I've seen this.
He gets there, okay? It's like it's the first season of this like only adapted so much, and it's good so far. I've been enjoying it. I'm as an anime watcher and the manga reader, I've enjoyed it so far. I've been having fun with it. It's been great for me, and I know like he's gonna get to the point where he's not gonna just look like stretchy Goku to you anymore, and he's gonna actually define himself into his own.
Okay. I did, after watching the live action, I started watching the anime.
That's good.
Yes.
You got a lot of episodes to watch.
I'm on episode 91.
All right, now you only got 910 to go.
Yes. And I gotta say,
they're still being released weekly.
They added the grandfather stuff in the live action, which wasn't in the East Blue arc of the anime.
Yeah, as I said, the live action is a combination of a couple of arcs together.
It is my opinion that for the live action, they added the grandfather thing just to give Luffy some sort of character development for the live action.
I could see it, yeah.
Because, like, even in the anime, there's not a lot of character development for Luffy, but for other characters there is.
Well, that's entirely the first arc. Is like Luffy gets developed so little, but everyone else is getting like, hey.
Mm. But I think because there was such little character development for Luffy in the anime in that first arc, that they needed to add something for the live action to give Luffy also some character development so that it didn't fall when they did it. Because, like me, people who've never seen the anime are watching it. Or even people who never watch anime are going to watch this, and it's going to feel weird if there's no character development there.
Honestly, it's pretty faithful so far, and I've been enjoying it. Like, it's like Netflix finally like hit it for once for one of their live adaptations of a fucking anime. Like the Death Note movie wasn't too bad. I didn't mind that. It wasn't horrible. It was still good in my opinion. Like, it was decent. It was good to decent. But like this one, it's like, oh my god, you guys actually finally understood.
So, does that give you hope for the second round at the Avatar movie?
Yes, because it actually has the creators of Avatar working with it and such, so I know it's going to be faithful and such.
Okay. Maybe I should watch the other live action just in case they pick up where they left off.
Don't. Just don't pretend that movie doesn't exist like the rest of us Avatar fans. That movie does not exist.
You want to know something?
I
haven't watched Avatar either.
You should. It's actually, I highly recommend Avatar. I'm a big Avatar fan. I love Last Airbender and Legend of Korra. They're both good. I enjoyed both. Like, Korra has some pacing issues and such, but like, I still enjoyed all three books. Well, I enjoyed the first season, the third season, and the fourth season. I did not enjoy the second season. Second season is just horrible. But that's like mutual among all Legend of Korra fans, is that the second one is just no. It's just so bad.
So, got it. I gotta go watch the first season, skip the second season.
I wouldn't skip it entirely. Like, you watch it, it's just like, expect it to not be as good as one in the season after, fallen seasons after.
Yeah, like, I've also gotta catch up on Seven Deadly Sins.
Yes, you do. You got a major backlog. But I think that's it for that. We can move on to the next topic here. Crossing the picket line. We got Drew Barrymore crossing the picket line and being a scab. I'm sorry, you're on strike. So are a lot of other people. I get it. You want to make sure your crew. Her excuse was she wanted to make sure her crew and such got paid or whatever. And it's like, yeah, okay, I get that. There's funds set up for them to ensure they get paid and such. Ensure that they have money and all that going to them.
But are those funds running out by now?
No, because a lot of actors are still have a majority of time movies, our A-listers are still donating into it because they know the small guys are the ones who are getting hurt most by this, as well as the writers.
Okay. I just thought maybe that the funds, like, because this has been going on for a while, and a talk show runs almost year-round, I believe.
Yeah,
I believe there's usually about a month break or something.
There's a workaround for it. She could have offered to pay all those people, because I know during the last strike, Conan, who was also a writer for his own show, paid all of his writers out of his own pockets and such, and this crew out of his own pockets to do it. But the situation here is it's not just the writers this time. It's both. And she is a member of the union. She should not have done that to begin with.
Well, guess who's out of the guild, just like all the streamers.
Honestly, like, she's being toward a new one. She's a scab. Like, fucking scabs. Fuck off with that.
Yeah, it's...
You want to do work? Do work independently.
Okay. But is she also a producer on it?
I believe she might have been.
Because then she technically could be paying them the higher wage.
I don't know if she is exactly a producer, but it is produced and owned by the studio and such. She doesn't own the show or whatever. So, yeah, like, it's just, no. She's a scab, whatever. She has no good reason for it. She was just getting bored or whatever, or some shit. Because her reasoning wasn't even sound. And the fact that a bunch of other actors, even high A-list actors are calling her out for it. It's like, yeah, no. We're not... Like,
Okay,
a lot of us would like to go start doing our work again.
Okay, so here's my thing. If she's a producer on it, and she went in and paid them the increase that they're looking for, I would be okay with it.
Yes, that would have been allowed. Then no one would have any issues with that. Actually, a lot of the writers said, if you want to work for a project that meets our demands, go for it. If they're willing to meet our demands and such, by what our demands are, go for it. We're not going to stop you. It's meeting our demands. We don't consider that scab behavior. But she apparently didn't even do that. She didn't offer to meet the demands or anything. I think the situation is that I think her crew is under a different union that isn't on strike. So that works out like that. So there's like complications there, whatever. Like there's a lot of unions in Hollywood because the labor movement was strong amongst there and should still be strong. Honestly, like unionization is great. It's good for everyone. Like it's good for the workers and such. The union will protect you and make sure your rights are met and you actually get proper raises and shit. You know. The whole fear-mongering of unions is just what the like we let the corporations win there basically. The fact there's a bunch of people brainwashed thinking unions don't give it that unions are bad. Anyways, Snickers. Boop 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 boop. Do 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 do. Hello? Hello. Welcome back. Welcome.
Your audio cut out there, but I saw your green bubble.
Mm-hmm.
And then Discord went to a blank screen.
Huh.
Yeah.
So your Discord reset itself.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know.
All right. Well, that's it for the Picket section. Let's move on to the little extra bits. Unless you want to add something.
No, we'll just leave your rant there that I didn't get to hear. You can see me looking around and stuff, like trying to figure out what the hell's going on with my computer.
That's a good clip. That'd be a nice short.
Oh, is it doing... Oh, it's...
Hmm?
I think it's doing the thing again.
You think it's doing it again?
Yeah.
I don't think so. Anyways, on to our extra bits section. I'll let you lead this one.
Okay. No, like my OBS froze.
Oh, shit. Do we want to wait a bit?
Yeah, let's wait. Oh, OBS is back.
All
OBS
right.
is back.
Okay. Let's lead off into the second bit now. The extra bits.
Got it.
Come on, OBS.
Yes.
I Nick's internet and PC withstand for at least another 15 to 30 minutes.
Ooh, let's do it.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
We got the extra bits here.
Extra bits. We got extra bitties going on, and there is a Unity extra bits. So Unity has said, effective January 1st, 2024, we introduce our new Unity runtime fee that's based on game installs. Game installs, not profit.
Mm-hmm.
We will also add cloud-based asset storage, Unity DevOps tools, and AI at runtime at no extra cost to Unity subscription plans this November.
Mm-hmm.
The thresholds. There's following thresholds. You need to meet one of the two. So for Unity and Unity Plus plans, you need to make 200,000.
I don't think we need to go into each one. We both know this. Our viewers who are listening to this can look it up and look into it, and or have heard it themselves, because it has been the talk for the past few days.
I think it's a little relevant.
A little relevant. Like, the minimum threshold is 200K downloads for the tier 1 and 1 million profits, I'm pretty sure, right?
So it's 200,000 installs.
Yeah.
Which, that's a high number.
It is a high number. Yeah, I could give people that. Like a buddy of mine brought that up as a high number, which like, yeah, it is a high number. But at the same time, it's still the dumbest way they could do this. Because
Okay.
you want to know what they don't account for? The piracy. Because they straight up said in there, piracy, like any install counts, be it legally purchased or pirated. So someone could pirate this, change their IP and all that, or change their account, download it, uninstall it, re-download it, uninstall it, re-download it, uninstall it, re-download it, uninstall it, making it hit that threshold and screwing the devs over continuously over and over again. 20 cents for this shit. 20 cents.
All right. Hear me out on this one. The needing to do that where you have to pay for your installs. I think this is Unity's move to try to change their engine from being looked at as a shovelware engine and more of a legitimate game engine.
It's not looked as a shovelware. It's looked as the engine you use if you want to port something to mobile and if you want to be an indie dev, because it is the most friendly. It is an indie dev engine. It's where C# comparatively, you as a dev should know, even can agree with this. C# comparatively to C++ is not as complicated. It's still complicated, but it's not as complicated.
That's not quite. What is up with OBS?
I don't know.
God damn it!
But
it's spinning again.
Comparatively, it is easier to learn C# than it is C++.
Okay, that's not the thing. Like, now, that's you sitting in this space. Talking to Average Joe, when you talk about the Unity engine, I will still mention Unity, that I work in Unity, to someone, and they'll be like, oh, that's the free, like, ad-riddled engine, right?
It's a free engine, and anytime I mention Unity to someone who's like a gamer, such as like, oh, that's an engine, that's a game engine that's used by some companies and such. I'm like, yeah, because it is. It's one of the most popular mobile engines. Like, yes, there's a lot of shovelware that comes from it, but at the same time, what they're doing isn't going to stop the shovelware. It's not going to stop it in the slightest sense of the word.
Right, but I'm thinking this is them trying to deter it.
It's not. It's what it's going to do is cause them to go bankrupt, because they also tried to say, oh yeah, don't worry, if your game's like on Game Pass or other services like that, like Steam, we're going to charge the installs to them, to like Nintendo, to Sony, to Microsoft and Steam. And it's like, oh, so you really want to go bankrupt, because like hell you're going to get Microsoft for them to pay you for to have you charge them to have people install games from your engine.
Yeah.
Like, so, since the announcement, I think their stock has dropped dramatically because of the amount of devs who are like, yeah, no, fuck you. Oh.
Okay, I'm back.
All right.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm having technical issues.
Nick's having technical issues. Wow, this is new.
Yes. I just had to stop. I found Teams was running in the background.
Okay. Maybe
I think that might have been my problem.
Hopefully it is. If not,
yeah.
Well,
yeah, I don't know.
Maybe just your internet.
Yeah, well, the thing is, like, OBS keeps freezing up, so I think there is something to do with my hard
process.
drive.
Yeah, process and memory's probably being like maxed up to full.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that is it is an interesting point with the with them charging Steam and stuff, because that means that I can just develop a game and not care, because Steam's going to get charged for it anyway.
Mm-hmm. Or if you make a deal with Microsoft and get put on Game Pass and such, like, or with Sony and get it put on their streaming thing. What is that? Sony Plus? No, well, no, PlayStation Plus is what it is. What is
PlayStation Now?
PlayStation Now. There we go. Get it put on PlayStation Now,
Yeah.
because I know PlayStation Now has deals like that too, where there's new games that get launched on there to be streamed.
Yeah, so I can see this being an issue.
Nintendo doesn't, to my knowledge, have anything like that. I wish.
I can see this being an issue for those major companies, and I also would love to hear, like, all three of those companies just go after Unity in court in some way.
Unity is going to be going to court because the reason why they did this is they're trying to push people to use their ad version or some shit like that and all that and try to kill out a competitor of theirs or some shit. I was reading something about this. There's like a lot of antitrust thing. 90% of their game, like 70% of mobile games use Unity as their engine.
Okay.
And there's a new mobile engine coming out that is going to be free for mobile users to use and such. And all they take is the ad revenue cut and such. What I don't get is like Unity, I gotta understand Unity to be like, oh, we wanted to get a cut of the revenue. Well, do what every other engine that we use out there does. Take an ad revenue, like take a revenue cut when we reach a certain threshold of income. Like Unreal Engine 5, when you reach, I think, what is it, $1 million in sales, or like $100,000 in sales, or something like that? They take a 10% cut.
I think it's 100,000. I don't think it's $1 million. $1 million's like really high.
Yeah, $1 million's up there, but like I think $1 million changes the percentage threshold, though. I know that. Like I know, like once you reach a certain threshold, they take a 10% cut of it. Like, you want to make revenue on this? Just take the 10% cut.
They don't do the cut.
What makes this even more funny... I'm sorry.
I don't think they take the cut if it's released exclusively on the Epic Games Store, though.
They take a lesser cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they take their Epic Games Store cut, not the...
Yeah. But they still take a cut. And regardless, if it's just released exclusively on there, they're getting the money one way or the other. So that's why. But... another factor into this is the new CEO of Unity is a fired CEO from EA.
That's saying something.
That is saying something. You want to know why he got fired? Because he was too greedy. He wanted to implement something in Battlefield, one of the Battlefield games. I don't know which one it was, but there's an actual interview for this. I'm pretty sure it was just Battlefield 20. It was like the one Battlefield titled Battlefield 1, where you pay $1 to instant reload. Like you wanted to microtransaction the gameplays itself of the simple fraction of reloading.
So does that mean he was responsible for loot boxes in Battlefront?
Oh yeah, he was probably very much responsible for that. Like EA got greedy under his thing because he was very greedy, but like EA is greedy on its own. But they're not like. They're hated by gamers and such, but every dev I know that has worked for them and such talks so highly of it because of their work environment. It's apparently one of the best work environments to be in.
Oh, nice. That's good to know.
Yeah, apparently they don't do crunch at all.
Yeah, you can like I either see their games being like delayed or they come out and there's like bugs and they're like, we're working on a patch, don't worry.
Yeah.
So I can see that.
Yeah. Well, I could get people blaming them as them killing out some companies and such. Like, yeah, that happens and such. But have been hands off with companies. Like BioWare, they were hands off completely for BioWare for Anthem. And people tried to blame EA for that. I was like, no, that was BioWare's own doing. This was their little passion project that they were doing. And EA had no involvement. It was like, yeah, sure, you guys can do this. We'll fund it. And then when it failed miserably, it's like, okay, maybe we need to be a bit more hands-on with you guys.
So I do have a question about that for you and your opinion. So they had that coming out. They had Anthem coming out. Do you think they already had the Battle Royale game working and they were like, we're going to wait, and then they saw the demo for Anthem and were like, oh, and then just released Apex alongside Anthem on the same day?
No, Apex was something else on its own. Like, Apex was something that EA forced, technically, to occur. Technically. Like, they asked the devs to make it and such, and it's set in the Titanfall universe. Like, apparently that's very much confirmed. It's set in the same universe as Titanfall, which is, like, that's pretty neat. But the reason why that was made is because they didn't want to approve of Titanfall 3 because Titanfall 2 did not sell well. It's a great game and such, it's just when it released is what screwed it.
No, my question was more so on, like, they were making that no matter what, but like on when they released it, do you think they just like quick shifted and we're going to launch it this day because they knew that Anthem was such a buggy mess?
I could see it, yeah. I could see it as like, hey, let's release this Battle Royale game too.
take hype away from Anthem and put it into this because we know that Anthem's gonna flop.
They knew Anthem was going to flop because of its reception on launch and the fact that it did not last that long. It did not last long at all. I think the servers got shut down for it like 3 months after its release.
Oh Jesus!
Something like that. It was it was bad. The launch was. It was just the worst. And it's like, God damn, BioWare. The hell is like stick to the stuff you know. Stick to the stuff you know.
What is this, High School Musical?
It's not High School Musical, but when you're in a game dev, I don't mind certain companies trying to branch out their like what they're known for and such, you know, like. But when you're only known for this thing and it's what your devs are used to developing, branching away from that can cause a lot of massive issues. Mm-hmm. Especially if your engine's not built for it to begin with.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Anyways, we kind of went off track there. Yeah, Unity is probably dead now. It's most likely going to be dead unless they backtrack on some of this. If they just keep the revenue cut, I'm pretty sure they'll still have people there. It's the install thing that people are pissed about. Like, you're charging us for people installing our game. No. Just, no. Fuck right off with that.
That's fair. I feel like revenue cut or even if it was like installs if the game costs money.
Not even that, because no other engine charges you for installs, to my knowledge. Like, at least none of the engines I've used. Unreal doesn't charge me for any game I release that gets installed.
Sorry, I misspoke there. I should have mentioned. It would technically, what I'm thinking about would technically be purchases if it's not free.
Yeah, a purchase is like whatever. Yeah, like, well, yeah, because purchases, even the ad revenue, they can, like, Unity can build in their own little ad support system into the engine for developers to use, where they can get a cut of the ads that are showcased. They didn't have to go this fucking drastic and greedy with it. I get the intentions behind it, trying to get rid of shovelware and such. I get the people's arguments. Oh, this is fucking get rid of the shovelware and such, and gotcha games and all that. It's like, okay, I get that. They could have done it a whole lot of different. They could have done it a whole different way, and been just as effective. Like, if they want to get their cut, put an income threshold on there. Like, put a revenue cut threshold on there.
Yeah, that's sorry. When I said installs, that's all I was thinking about. Was like when you first purchase it.
Yeah, but I want to say this is the end for extra bits, and let's move ourselves over to the penalty box.
All right, penalty box time.
Unity, you're going to the penalty box. 5 minutes for being too fucking greedy.
Oh, they got a major.
Yeah. 10-minute misconduct. How about that? No, you're getting a game misconduct. 10-minute game misconduct.
You're out of the game, and you have to have a meeting with the Game Dev Players Association.
Yeah. Okay, you gotta meet with Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo.
Oh man, they gotta meet Nintendo. I don't want to deal with them ever. Nintendo lawyers are fucking scary.
If you piss off Nintendo, you realize you're gonna be going into court. Like, honestly, it's like, okay, you piss off Nintendo, they're gonna take your ass to court. No hands out easily. No hands ifs or buts about it. They'll bring your ass to court for minor shit.
Man, they'll just demonetize you into the ground.
Yeah, no, or they'll just, or as what someone said, that they could see all these consoles just banning Unity from their platforms.
Yeah,
which will effectively kill it.
Yeah.
Anyways, to the penalty box. Your Canucks had some good news. Good news, everyone.
The Canucks have Quinn Hughes as captain.
That's a good thing.
I am going to need to find a place to buy a press-on C for my jersey.
Oh, you got a Quinn Hughes jersey?
Yes.
Nice. I want to get my, I got to bring my jersey in. My jersey has no number on it and such. Like, it's just the reverse retro that a person got me for Christmas, and it's blank. I want to bring it in to get it stitched in, like, get number stitched in. I'm not sure if I'm going to go custom or an actual player, though. Yet.
Yeah, I have a blank one. End of the year, there was a sale on Fanatics, and I got a Vancouver Canucks with the blank back to it for $20.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
not too bad.
And it's the official like Fanatics jersey too, so it's like a legit jersey.
I've heard mixed things about Fnatic. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, it has like the shiny NHL thing in the center.
Yeah. They're going to be also the official NHL sponsors, well, jersey makers after this year, next year, I want to say. Something like that.
Maybe getting rid of old stock before the NHL official stuff comes in.
Yeah, something like that.
Not that I think they actually would really need to like change much for.
No.
Yeah.
As your reaction,
there might be a few extra little things that the NHL requires that they don't have on them currently.
Yeah. But as a Canucks fan, are you happy with this announcement of him being captain?
Yeah,
I'm happy committed to you.
I'm happy with being captain. I know there was like some grumblings going around, like Horvat mentioning that Pettersson was going to be the next captain, which to me I felt like had some value to it. Maybe during the Green era or when Bruce was there, they were talking with him and wanting him to like sort of groom Pettersson or like push him into more of a leadership role situation.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why Horvat would come out and say that. But yeah, I'm good with Hughes. He's a little quiet in front of the media, but if they've picked him as captain, that means that he's good in the locker room, which that's all I really care about in a captain is that I prefer them, like they could be dog shit talking to the media. They could tell the media to fuck off and I wouldn't care. If they motivated the boys in the dressing room, I don't care if they're like dog shit with the media.
Yeah, as long as they motivate the boys.
Yeah, that's my rant on that.
That's fair rant. I wasn't shocked about it. I was like, yeah, he signed long term. He's committed. So it's not like unless they trade him for some godforsaken reason, Ottawa, or New Jersey. I see him staying there for the rest of that contract, though, and that's a long-term captain for them.
Yeah, and at least he has something positive to hold at family dinners.
Well, this is Jack's captain too, isn't he?
Is he? I thought he was still rookie.
I'm pretty sure Jack Hughes is captain. They can both hold it over. Luke. Oh, no, okay, never mind. It's Hischer who's captain. Never mind. I thought it was Jack for some reason.
Yeah, no.
Okay, Jack's one of the alternative captains.
Alternative captains. He can hold that over his head. Or only an alternative.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought he
Your
was
sloppy second captain.
Yeah, I thought he was a captain. Okay. But still, he still shares a captaincy role, so he can't hold it too much. But yeah, no,
it's the big C. It's the big C.
Yeah, he could hold the big C over his brother. He could hold the big C, but he also could hold over. I was in the league before you. Over his brother. And I'm the better defenseman between me and Luke. Right now. Yeah, that can change, obviously.
He also can say the grass is always green in Vancouver.
Yeah. Fucking Jersey. Anyways, for my sentence, my GM announced that our cup window is now. It's our next couple of years is our cup runs, and it's like, yeah, no shit. Every Sens fan has already been thinking that. It's like, yeah, our window is now. Our young guys are signed long term. We got Brady for 7 more years, I believe now. We got fucking Stutzla going into his first year of his 8-year deal. We got Sanderson signed to his 8-year contract that came out of the fucking blue. We didn't even know that was going to happen. Like, no Sens fans or insiders were reporting about it. It was just dropped casually on a Thursday night at 9 o'clock at night. And it's like, huh. Okay. But
yeah, and you also had that one guy that I think you guys just signed them or traded for them. And in like the interview with the press, they said, I wanted to come here. I wanted to sign or come here because
Tarasenko.
we're going for it.
Yeah, Tarasenko, he signed because he says this is an upcoming team that's going to be pushing for it, that we're getting closer to pushing for it, go for runs. It's like, yes! And we also have fucking Norris as well. I forgot another one of our young core. Our young core is locked up long-term right now, which is something I can hold over Leafs hand. It's like, hey, our stars are signed for long-term. Your star boy can leave and decided I don't want to sign for the max years. I want this short-term stuff because I want to get the bag again at some point.
Yeah, but I mean, like Austin Matthews' new contract, he can finally buy a house in Toronto.
I think he can afford a house in Toronto for quite a bit now. He's
Are
getting
you
paid.
sure?
He's getting paid 12 fucking mil a year. I hope fucking so. I'm pretty sure he's owned a house before the prices got that bad.
Rent's like $1 million.
Yeah, he's just rented it from someone. No, that's it for my Sens though. But in general hockey news, we got Mike Babcock in the news again because of fucking Paul Bissonnette or from Biz fucking man who has a vendetta against the man. For something that I consider absolutely fucking minor, and it's being blown way out of proportion.
Well, see, here's the thing: is like there is some relevance to what he was saying because it came from players. Those players probably said it confidentially, not thinking that he's going to mention it on Spin Chicklets. But because it came from players, I think there's a lot of truth to be held there.
Yeah. Well, the NHLPA is investigating it, and so far, like, which is like, okay, that's good. That's good of them to investigate any wrongdoing. So far, they haven't found any wrongdoing and such. But, like, you got Boone Jenner coming out saying, like, yeah, no, he asked us about this, and we did it, and it's fine. He didn't, like if he didn't pry into our phones or whatever. He just asked us, hey, you want to show me what you did this summer and such. Like, your typical icebreaker shit, because he's a new coach on a new team. He doesn't know any of these guys. He doesn't know how they are or whatever. So he's like, hey, great icebreaker. This. I've had my boss ask him to show him photos of my recent vacations. Such when I went to the States like in January, I had my manager ask me, "Hey, can I see some of the photos you took?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure."
Yeah,
like, it's not like this power thing that some people are like, "Oh, he's using it to get into the sea." This. It's like, no, this is like normal interaction.
So here's the thing: it very well could be normal interaction. I will wait to give my opinion once I have all the facts from their investigation. But it's also another thing of Babcock has a history.
Oh yeah, no, and I was about to say that's what I want to add on to this. If it wasn't Babcock, it wouldn't be this bad.
No, just the history with him and
yeah, I get that. And what he did was just fucking stupid. He's an asshole coach. Like he didn't do anything like too bad. He was just a fucking asshole of a coach. That's dead given. He's a major asshole. Like what he made Marner do and all that. Like that was a big asshole move. But at the same time, like with his history, I get why people are like this. Like, yeah, with his history, it could have been something for power or whatever, some shit like that. But at the same time, like, this just seems casually and all that. We have fucking Boone Jenner saying this. We have Gaudreau saying, like, oh, yeah, no, it was just this. You know, like, we have a lot of the big guys of the dressing room vouching, like, yeah, no, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't, like, this major, ooh, you gotta do it. And also, like, if he did stuff like this to get power and all that before, like they even talked like Freeman reached out to Kadri about this too, because he did this in Toronto apparently as well, and Kadri's like, yeah, we did it and we shared our photos and such. Nothing came out of it. He just wanted to see what we were doing over the summer and all that. And if there was like some big major thing that he was doing with it, don't you think it would have came out with the rest of the shit when everyone was releasing shit about Babcock and what he's done?
Yeah, so this is where I stand on that. The ex players of his, I believe they'd be more truthful to the media, but the current players, I like directly to the media, not behind closed doors talking with other people. I feel like they would like lighten it so that because the thing is that like Babcock has like physical power, like he has power over their career right now.
He's also on thin fucking ice. He was like Carpasaro fucking hell, the Blue Jackets GM, because I can never pronounce his last name correctly. I apologize for any of our Blue Jackets listeners out there. He went out of his, like, he vetted the shit out of Babcock and has informed him of, like, the condition and such. One mess up, he's gone, because he does not want anything. He wants to turn his team around and such, and he knew the risk he was taking for this, and he informed Babcock he's on a thin ice. And these players could know this as well, so they could just go tell him, and he's like, yeah, no, you're fired, we're gonna find a new coach. Like, yeah, it's close to fucking camp. The camp's already started, so it's gonna suck, but at the same time, you fucked up, and we told you.
So anyway, to finish my point is, they might lessen, like, make it sound less severe.
Yeah.
To media, because it will look bad on the coach, and the coach can bench them and stuff. So
yeah,
they want to play. They want to just, like, not have all the drama, like, and just move on.
For the young guys, for the prospects, I could see how it can seem like as a move for power and be intimidated. For any veterans or whatever, it's probably not. Like, any, like, for Jenner and such, I could see why they wouldn't see it. It's like, yeah, no, it's not a power thing, because their positions are secured, whatever. For the young guys, sure, I can see it where it's like they can see as that. So you're saying, like, current players, Kadri's not a current player for him. Kadri plays for Calgary, so he had no reason to defend it or anything like that. He just said it as it was. Like, yeah, no, he did this and such, and it wasn't seen as that. When he did it to Kadri, I'm pretty sure Kadri was still a fringy player at the time when he came to Toronto. Because he came to Toronto at the start of their rebuild.
Yeah.
So I'm sure, like, if it was, like, a big power thing, they would have came out, like, the Marner situation or the stuff he did to all that. Like, and what's not helping this is that, like, Biz hates fucking Mike Babcock with a fucking passion, and same with fucking Mike Commodore. Like, they both hate Babcock with a fucking passion, so they're biased as shit when they're reporting this shit. They probably, like, I believe it's, like, somewhere in the middle, personally. It's not a power thing. It's not like or anything like that. I think it's like somewhere in the middle kind of situation, you know? Yeah. I think it's like there are some players who are upset about it, but some players who are like all completely all right with it, you know?
Yeah, as long as there was no, like, you have to show me your summer photos.
Yeah, which there hasn't been any reports of that happening. He didn't force them and all that. It was just asking.
Or here's a possibility. Maybe nobody said no.
That's possible. Like, I could see, like, no one saying no or whatever. Like, as I said, like, if you're a young guy, I can see young guys being intimidated to not say no, because it's like, oh, shit, he might think this, and this of me. Like, you're a fringe guy and you're trying to get on the team. Like, he controls if you're on the team or not, technically, and how much ice time you're going to get. But at the same time, like, as I said, I believe it's somewhere in the middle. Like, it's a middle of most were okay with it, but there's some few who are not. So.
Yeah. So, I do have a question off topic here for you. It's related on hockey.
All right.
Do you think that Jack Campbell's going to be the next ex-Leaf to get a cup?
I could see it.
Because there seems to be some trend about, like, players leaving
and getting cups. Yes,
leaving the Leafs and then just get a cup in a few years after that.
Yeah, I can see Jack Campbell. I'm hoping he bounces back this year and has his confidence back and all that. Because, like, I see Edmonton as being hungry and wanting that cup badly. I see McDavid and Drysdale be like, yeah, no, we're going for it. We're doing this. We need this. We want this. We deserve it kind of situation. So, I expect him to bounce back and such, and I can see Edmonton winning the cup next year. Bring the cup back home for Canada. Or if you're one of the conspiracy people who's like, that's never going to happen because Bettman doesn't want the cup to come to Canada. It's like, he does not control this shit. Well, there's like actual conspiracy theory out there about that. Like that, because he became commissioner in 1993, you know?
Yeah. And then there's never been a Canadian team to win.
Who won since then? But at the same time, since 1993, the league has gotten more parity driven. Like, it's more competitive such. Like, what Tampa and Pittsburgh both did recently, winning it back-to-back, is very rare to have happened since 1993. Like, those were, like, when Pittsburgh did it, that was the first time since, like, the 90s. So, like, 20 years. And then Tampa doing it again and going to the Cup 3 years in a row is just impressive as it is. And as a testament, like that, I think it was the first time a team went to the Stanley Cup Finals 3 straight years since the 80s.
Mm.
So it's like, yeah, fuck. The NHL is very parity driven right now. Like anyone can win the cup.
Okay, so what I do subscribe to though is he is very American bias for expansion teams, because I feel like he doesn't want Canadian dollars coming in because it's worth less. He wants to have US dollars coming in.
I can see it.
So anytime there's a discussion about, oh, we should do Quebec City again, or maybe Halifax should get a team, they get shut down real fast.
Yeah. No, and Quebec City put in a bid and such. They didn't win the bid in, but when they put in their bid, it's because the NHL wanted to balance out the conferences. Like, when I saw the Quebec City bid for when they did announce the next round, the one that Seattle won, I was like, yeah, I know Seattle's going to win. Well, no, it's not because, it's Quebec City and don't want another Canadian team. It's because adding Quebec City doesn't balance out the conferences.
Right, but is that just because, like is that just their reason, or
it's a fair reason? And Bettman doesn't control who gets approved or not. Like, people like to blame Bettman for this. Yeah, he's the commissioner, but he's not the end-all be-all for all this. He answers to people. He answers to the owners and the board of governors. He's the representative for the owners, basically. That's it. So it's not him who's like just denying this. It's the other owners who are like, yeah, no. Like, when people are blaming him about the Phoenix situation, like, well, yeah, like, oh yeah, we'd love to relocate them. Like, everybody wants them to be relocated at this point because it's a failed franchise. But it's the other owners who can decide this. Like, if a relocation vote goes up, like, they can force a relocation. I'm pretty sure they can put it to a vote. Be like, yeah, no. We're tired of losing you, costing us so much money.
Did you hear the one rumor going around?
What one?
They want to move the Coyotes to be the Thrashers again.
I can see it and all that. Well, like, that was actually recently talked about today and such. Like, Bill Daly said, which is the deputy commissioner, he said they could see the NHL going back to Atlanta. I'm like, okay, so third time's the charm or some shit here? Which I can see it being a third time's the charm if they have the right ownership. Because the Thrashers failed because the owners didn't give it. It's the same situation as Phoenix. Why Phoenix is in the situation as it is the owners didn't give a shit about the hockey team. They only wanted it for, like, the fucking arena and the tax dollars and shit like that, you know? They didn't care about actually having a good competitive hockey team.
Right.
But
I was just curious. Is Regina, Saskatchewan, like, big enough to hold an NHL team?
I can see what they put in one in Saskatoon, and it'd be suitable. Like, I can see people making the drive from Regina down to Saskatoon just to watch the game.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like, something there, like, in Canada in the middle.
Well, that's the thing. St. Louis almost got, like, back in the 80s or whatever, St. Louis almost got moved to Saskatoon. Like, just like back when Phoenix, like, back when Phoenix got bought by the NHL and was owned by the league, it almost got moved to Hamilton.
Oh, that's why they keep talking about Hamilton.
Yeah. Hamilton's an interesting situation because I don't see Toronto nor Buffalo approving that one.
It's weird that they have to approve it.
It's directly in their markets. That's why. For the case of Quebec City, it's not directly in Montreal's market, but Hamilton is literally in the GTA.
Yeah, kind of, not really.
Okay, it's like on the outskirts of the GTA. I'm sorry, all of Southern Ontario is the GTA to me because it is basically everyone around there is exactly the same.
GTA ends at Mississauga-ish. Mississauga.
Okay,
yeah.
But still, like, Hamilton's like right there. It's not that far from Toronto, and it's also not that fucking far from Buffalo. It's right in their markets.
But I also feel like there should be, like, a population number to hit where it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I guess.
Like, if let's say that individual city has X amount of population, then whether it's in their market or not doesn't matter because there's enough of a population there.
Yeah, I see it, but it's a situation, same situation when the Islanders were at it. The Rangers approved it. It was like, yeah, sure, we'll allow it. But they also got a major cut from the fees because of that. Because it's like, it's directly competing with us.
What about New Jersey?
I think New Jersey had to get approved by them as well. New Jersey's a relocation. It wasn't an expansion team, though. That's why. New Jersey came from Colorado. They were the Kansas City, then Colorado, and then them.
Whoa. So if you relocate, you don't need approval?
I'm not sure if the other owners have to approve like this team being relocated within their limits. Because the relocation is usually approved by all the owners. Relocation is approved by all owners. So, technically, New York, the Rangers probably approved the New Jersey one as well.
It's weird that an expansion would need approval by the team owners in that area, but a relocation only needs the league owners.
I think that they negotiate with the team as well for like cuts and shit, but like New Jersey's technically not directly competing with the Rangers market, technically, because it's in a separate state. And
technically, really,
it's technical. It's in its own state, as much as like the New York metro area basically encompasses the entire state.
Isn't it like a bridge cross and you're there?
Basically, yeah. If you're in the north part of Jersey, you take a bridge. But if you're in the south part of Jersey, you're as far away from New York as you can be. Basically, you're closer to like other cities.
But their arena.
I think their arena is not right directly across the river. I'm not too sure about that.
Okay.
I know it's not that far from New York City, but it's decently far from Madison Square Garden. I don't think they drive to their arenas, though. I don't think those teams drive to each other's arenas. If they do, goddamn helpful about that traffic. Goddamn. Actually, no,
yeah,
I think they
help.
do. I honestly think they do. That or they built their own exclusive subway station. What? It'd be one way to do it. Like, fuck, they're not that far from each other, so it's like I don't see them fly a plane, obviously.
Let's see. I'm looking at Google Maps right now. Yeah, so the arena according to Google is in Newark, New Jersey.
Mm-hmm. Which I think
is
right across the river.
Right across the river.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, they're like a stone's cross away. But
Yeah.
Madison Square Garden's like I want to say it's near downtown New York, isn't it?
Well, I mean, 2 blocks in New York takes an hour.
True. With that traffic, yeah. Anyways, I think that's it for this podcast.
Yes. Mitch, where can they find you?
They can find me on Twitch at MaddogMitch/MaddogMitch and on Twitter at MaddogMitch15.
All right, and you can find me everywhere as at Center Geekington in some shape or form. I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Twitch, although I haven't streamed on Twitch in a while. But you can still find me there. And as always, have a good one.
Yes, everyone have a good one. Bye.
Bye.